you guys, it's me, Crystal, and as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm doing a book haul today. So I bought some books, and I'm excited about them, so I wanted to talk about them. And you may or may not have noticed, but the pile of books on the staircase is gone. They have been packed up and given away, along with some clothes and some small appliances, and I've been wanting to do this for months, so it just feels really good to like get some stuff done, so yay. Anyway, so I went to Barnes & Noble and I got a few books online, but then when I went in to pick them up, of course, I looked around some and I picked up a few other books, but one of the most exciting things I picked up is this Little Mermaid, a bookmark, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's 3D, and it's like really cool and pretty, so that's exciting. So in no particular order, first book I picked up is this 150th anniversary edition of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. As far as I can tell, most of the illustrations look like this. From what I've seen, pawing a little bit through the book, but I read this book a long time ago, and I don't know if I'm going to read it again because there are a couple of plot points that are really frustrating for me personally. But I have a lot of really good memories attached to this book, and the copy I have is this old paperback copy, and the front cover is missing, and I don't know what happened to it, so I wanted to get like a sturdier, like intact version of this book, so I have this. And next I picked up this poetry book, Vertigo by Analog de Leon. And it actually says Analog. That's a really interesting name. So not that anybody asked, but how I buy poetry books is I pick up a cover that I like, and then I flip through the book and I read a few poems, and if I like them, I buy the book. So I got this. And next, of course, I had to browse through the graphic novel and manga section, and I picked up this manga version of The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time, which is, in my opinion, the best video game of all time. I haven't played it in a while because I suck, but I saw this and I wanted to get it. And then you can see some of the artwork here. So excited. I feel like I can kind of relive the video game a little bit through this. So next I picked up The Hazelwood by Melissa Alberts, and the woman who checked me out, she said this was really good. So I think it just has like this fairy tale vibe, and so it's like a YA fantasy or maybe even a portal fantasy. And so basically it's about this girl, and her grandmother wrote like fairy tale books, like dark fairy tale books, and then she like dies or goes missing or something, and so when she dies, the main character and her mom go to the estate, and I guess where things happen. So it sounds like it's right up my alley. It's giving me like Splintered vibes, and Splintered, if you don't know, it's an Alice in Wonderland retelling by A.G. Howard, and I haven't finished that series yet, of course. But I really like the first book, and I have the entire series, and so I'm planning on finishing the series at some point. But this is kind of reminding me of that, like it's giving me like those kind of like dark, kind of folklore-y vibes. So yeah. Also, this cover is just really popping. Like the colors are really popping off of it. I think it's like kind of shiny or something, but anyway. Next, I picked up House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling, and this is only the second 12 Dancing Princesses book that I've picked up. I have another one that I've been too scared to read. 12 Dancing Princesses is like my favorite fairy tale of all time. I don't know why. And so it's just like, it's so kind of dark and creepy and atmospheric, and you know, the back of this book says chilling and atmospheric. So, you know, I don't know. I don't think I read the blurb to this book. I think I just saw 12 Dancing Princesses and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get this. So, as is important to me when I'm buying hardcovers, is, you know, the naked hardcover needs to look good because this is what I'm going to be looking at when I read the book. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a kind of like a design, kind of like a, it's like an octopus on here on the front, and then it looks like this. So it's classy, but I have no idea if this is modern day or historical, but it doesn't matter because I decided that I had to get it for some reason. But I will read this on the back. The author of the Hazelwood has a blurb on the back, and it says, eerie, lovely 12 dancing princesses retelling full of ghosts and gods in a fascinating waterfront world. And I'm reading it from behind my fingers. Does that mean it's scary? Oh god. Anyway, it sounds good. But while I was looking at this book, even though I got it at Barnes & Noble, I originally was looking at it on Amazon, and Amazon was like, hey, people who buy this book also buy these two other books, which the other book I had heard of, I forgot the name of it because it's not a book I'm interested in, but then I saw this one, and I have no idea. Like, this is one of those books that I just was like, hey, this sounds great. And I've been looking at this book in the Hazelwood for like a while now, but like this one, I see it one time and I buy it. So, I did read the blurb. I don't know if this is like purposely like a Snow White retelling or if it has anything to do with Snow White, but it's giving me kind of like Snow White retelling vibes, where like the hunter is this like religious guy who's like a witch hunter, and then Snow White is like a witch or something. I don't know, that's the kind of vibes I got from reading the blurb. It's like this girl is like a witch, and so she goes into the woods to like hide so some people don't kill her, and then she crosses paths with this witch hunter, and so you can probably see it, but it's Serpent and by Shelby Mahurin. I don't know, but you can see it. So, I don't know, it just sounded really interesting to me for some reason. And yeah, on the back it says a witch and a witch hunter bound in holy matrimony. And there was only one way such a story could end, a stake in a match. Come on, this sounds so good. You mentioned witches and like they like accidentally end up married or something. I don't know. It sounds really, really fun and kind of dark and right in my alley. So I got this, and the naked hardcover is just black. And this, again, ooh, some snakes. Snake and a dove, I'm guessing, obviously, from the title. So, nice and classy. So I'll probably read this one before I read these other ones on my list, even though it's kind of thick. But also, I want to say this is going to be really random. This book came with a sticker. So it's a Barnes & Noble YA book club book. I'm not 100% sure what that means, because I've only recently started looking into what that is. But I'm happy to say the sticker came right off the book, because I actually hate when there are like stickers on books, because I always get worried it's going to ruin the cover. But anyway, it's just interesting to me that like sometimes I'll run into a book like this, and like as soon as I hear about it I buy it, and then like sometimes I have to see a book like 100 times to pick it up. So I just think it's funny. But I do like books with snakes on the cover. I don't know if you can tell how gorgeous the snake is, but anyway, so these are the books that I got. And so I'm going to get these cataloged and then put on my shelf. And basically how I catalog books, again, not that anyone asked, but I like talking about it, is I have a spreadsheet of all my physical books, just in case I like forget that I've already bought something, or in case a flood carries my house away, then I know what I have. So, and also I just like keeping up with everything because it's fun for me. And in true me fashion, as soon as I filmed my book haul, I bought a couple more books a couple days later. And so I picked up Black Lilies by Jodi Perkins, which is a sequel to Chasing Echoes. And these are part of a YA contemporary fantasy series with an element of time manipulation. And the main characters in Chasing Echoes, they get stuck in a shrieking time loop. And in Black Lilies, one of the main characters goes back in time to the late 19th century. and Black Lilies came out earlier this month, and that will be part of my September reading wrap-up. And then while I was picking up books, I decided to also pick up The Trial of Lizzie Borden by Cara Robertson, which is about, exactly as it says, it's about the trial of Lizzie Borden, and it's not that long, so I'm looking forward to reading that. But basically the author has compiled all the evidence that was brought forth, and like transcripts and things like that, and so we can see like kind of what the trial was like and how the verdict is, what it was. And so you may be able to tell, maybe you can't tell, but I rearranged my bookshelves a little bit. So I'm going to scan over the shelves first. See the big one and then the little one. And I moved a bunch of books upstairs, namely the kids' books and the Harry Potter books. And I kind of have stuff in the way, but you can kind of see what I get to look at all day. And then this little one, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this one. I just have things sitting there like that because I don't need the space right now. But that's kind of what I'm looking at in the background. So anyway, that is all for this video. And if you've read any of these books, let me know. No spoilers, of course, but you know. And that is all for this video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.